All these artificial things that people be spending money on, people spend money on artificial bags, lashes, bodies. You know what I'm saying? All this other artificial stuff. And then all of a sudden AI come and they like, man, we against all of this. Like, but everything else you got artificial. You know what I'm saying? Your personality artificial. So I'll be telling people like, our goal is AI plus NI equals EI. Artificial intelligence plus natural intelligence equals enhanced intelligence. Man, listen, I operate with the laws of the universe, man. I operate understanding the laws of things. And when you operate within the law, you got to win. You feel me? You got to win. You got to win. And there's laws to everything. And, you know, I just make sure that I have that powerful understanding and knowing what those laws are. And, you know, we got a series to where I have even a book coming out on these different laws that I utilize to live my life. Like, how did I come to where I am today? Nothing about me is artificial. If I really told y'all my life story, it would surprise the hell out you. A lot. Maybe it wouldn't. I'm not sure what you know about me or what you think you know about me. But I've lived the dichotomy of multidimensional experiences as a man in America, and training myself up and learning and being through all of the different environments that I have been through, and how I became me through all of the adversity, right? And train myself up. That's the thing that I want to be able to teach to others, right? To how you develop that mind, how you walk that path for yourself as well. That I think is going to be one of the biggest contributions that I'll be able to add, you know, to the world. And that's why I be cautious before I put certain things out, because I don't want to let y'all down, and I want to make sure that my offering is what you need. You feel me? I want to see more people walk into their limitlessness. Like, why be limited? You know, why believe in your lack? Why not believe in your full strength and abilities? And I'm going to tell you the hardest thing that I find right now, the hardest thing that everybody has to go through is finding their focus. People think it's purpose. But even when you find your purpose and you have intrinsic motivation that makes you feel good, right? And make you operate good, it's not enough, because there's so many people that have found their purpose, but their mind is so distracted and it is hacked by social media, by the phones, by stimuli, that they can't focus on their purpose long enough, because they have to deprogram and they have to detoxify their mind in order to be able to be focused so that they can produce their reality. You found your purpose. You know what you're supposed to do, right? You have days where you motivated, days you unmotivated. Now, how do you stay focused that whole entire time until you finish? I'll be having people, and the reason I say that, I'm speaking from experience. I have to do the same work that everybody else has to do to win the day every single day. People be judging from a distance. Oh, everything perfect over there in Perfectville. What you mean? We go to war every day and win. I'm now an operator of my business to where I got 3-4 businesses that I'm operating, and sometimes there be fires and multiples, and I'm trying to focus on the thing that I love, but I have to focus on responsibility. They hit me up, something over here at Crown Society, something here at Goldwater, something over here at High Level Media, something over here at the 19 Keys Pay. It's always one thing or another. So when people have an issue with me, I laugh, because it has nothing to do with my focus. I see so many people beefing right now. I be ignoring people. They be trying to throw shots at Big Keys. You don't know me. Nor is me addressing you has anything to do with me being able to pay my employees at the end of the day. Me being able to continuously operate and pay bills for my family and things of that nature. Me being able to provide as a man. Me being able to show up in my own life high level. I can't let you distract me from my focus when I already found what I'm supposed to do in life. I'll be putting out these episodes because I really believe in it. But if I'm being honest, it's not the best business move whatsoever. It's not at all. I do it because I truly believe in it. I had Robert Grant on, first Caucasian guest. I know some people was like, you got a white guy on. Some people was like, yo, he's diversifying. And even in the episode like that, like he was talking about Palestine. He was going crazy on them towards the end. That YouTube platform don't allow you to grow when you speaking truth like that. They put a warning context window on the episode with Dr. Wesley. It hit 100,000 views in a day. Now it's 4 days later. It's at 140,000 views because they stopped it from growing. They put a context window on there about the Anunnaki. They don't like when you touch certain subjects. That's the first time I ever seen that on there. At first, they demonetized it, gave it back to us. So we pushed that out. We don't get no money off that. That's just for the people. People be talking about gatekeeping. Gatekeeping what? Independence? We do. I don't have a single source of income from like some big sponsor or brand or somebody that paid me. There is no money trail there. It is, we make money and put it all back into business. That's it. That's the way it operates. Ain't nobody editing for me for free. Ain't nobody doing nothing for Keys for free. I would love to, but if you don't have that grit, that when things are hard, you can persevere and keep going and don't lose your focus. Because what it makes you do is when you're going through difficulty, you want to distract yourself. When you go through difficulty, let me get on the phone. This feel good. Or they got likes. Somebody like my picture. This feel good. Because now you can't get that same satisfaction. They say you can't get that same satisfaction from actually completing your work because of the difficulty that's going on. So people try to numb themselves. No, you got to get right back into the grind. I ain't never been afraid of hard work. Ever since I was young, I've been working. I ain't one of them people that ain't never had no jobs. I worked for black men when I was younger. My first job was working for myself when I was outside on the streets hustling. Second job, I worked for the white man. I worked for the black man. I done work for all men. Well, not all of them, but you know what I'm saying. I done work for some black man that was messing with my checks. Then I had to work for white people. Then they was messing with my check too. I had to audit them to get my paper right. Working for black men, they supposed to be Muslims. They goddamn auditing my check, trying to take things out that's illegal. They ain't supposed to be doing. So I had this mindset my whole life that we go hustle and grind through everything. The hard work ain't never been a problem. It's just about proper compensation. The law of reciprocity. You get in what you put out. That's the law of reciprocity. You got to operate with the laws. I don't have no expectation to receive nothing that I haven't put in. I had to work my whole entire life. I ain't never been spoiled. Never been spoiled. But I've always been depended on. And that's what's always made me a man. You can depend on Keys. Family know they can call. They got a problem. First person they think about is calling is me. But then they be like, man, I'll be calling too much now. He probably not going to answer. You might be right now. Because part of success is selfishness. Part of success is selfishness. So at this big age in life, we learn different parts of the business, man. And I'm going to tell you one of the bigger things as an entrepreneur is you have to be able to regulate your emotions, right? Because that part of the job is something that a lot of people don't teach. The operators of business that I know that have to, number one, keep their own shit together. Then not only are you paying your employees, sometimes you got to sit there and talk to them and help them with their problems on top of you actually having to run and operate this business. On top of black people get 0.1% funding, right? When it comes to venture capital. So we don't get to take outside capital that just funds our ideas. Even when we have results, we still not getting the funding. So when I see black people do stuff and black men do stuff in America, man, I'm always in support. I don't want to see none of y'all get torn down. Because I know how hard it is. I know how hard it is. I don't like to see us tear each other down, especially financially. You know how hard it is to make it? Coming from nothing? I can't go to nobody and be like, look, I want you to invest in this. Come do this. You feel me? I got these views, blah, blah, blah. It ain't not one single black person that's going to come and be like, yo, I got you. No matter how much they make, it ain't no black people that they got millions and billions of dollars. They not investing for nothing that's speaking no truth. In the movie Three Body Problem, at the end, they had this guy where his sole job was to figure out an idea in a way to stop this invasion, right, from these foreigners, which was like this alien force. But what they did is they gave him complete autonomy to where he can operate in silence, and he ain't got to tell nobody what his moves, and he's going to get unlimited budget. Because what happened was that the enemy was everywhere. The enemy could hear everything. So they said, you don't have to report to nobody so that the enemy can't stop what you're doing. So therefore, you can operate however you want to. You got unlimited, right, amount of money and backing behind you. So therefore, you can operate, and whatever that comes from your operation is supposed to help us in the next 100 years, in the next 400 years. And I love that concept because I had a concept. It was about the Black Brain Trust. The Black Brain Trust is, I had put this out probably in 2019. The Black Brain Trust is a body of people that can operate, fund it, but do not have to report to anybody. So think about the smartest people in culture. The smartest people in culture, and the black people, I would say, they don't get money to start a business. They get money to go get a job. All them people we be celebrating, they do not get money to start a business. Nobody is going to them. I haven't not one time seen, hey, Robert Smith just funded this super intelligent black kid with this idea for this startup, seeded $100 million in it. We don't get to see that. And that's not to put all the responsibility on one person, but he is the richest black man in America. But we don't see that from none. So there is no way in hell another community would allow high-level, intelligent, influential members of their society to be unfunded. You think that there would be an influential Jewish man, young Jewish boy, whether he's in his 20s or 30s, and not one Jewish man come behind and be like, yo, what you need? I got a check for you. We're going to wrap you up. You got all the resources. Our problem ain't what they doing, it's what we doing. So they get to go have ideas and be like, yo, I want to get funded for this. You can be the smartest black person in the world. You got to go to school to go get a job. No, we need money for funding for businesses. You need to see, you see the EYLs and the Traps and the Aristotles and the Tay Sweats and, however, I just had them brothers because they was doing the stocks and things of that nature. You see them with the ability, and myself, of course, 19 Keys, with the ability to harness all of this influence, these platforms, teaching people about wealth, stocks, being able to go across the globe. And you have yet to see an article to where there's any black organization, from the NAACP to the Black Church to the 100 Black Men to whatever organization you can possibly think of to name. There's no private equity whatsoever. There's none. There's no money. There's nothing at all that they'd be like, and I ain't saying people need it or whatever, but honestly you do, because you want to see those who are already doing things with 100 times more funding so that they can do 100 times more. The thing is, you got everybody, you got the brilliant minds hustling. The brilliant minds are hustling, trying to figure out how to make money. You got philosophers that got to build businesses, and they need to refocus on philosophy that can be spread throughout the community. You got technologists that have to build businesses. They can't focus on scientific development. Everybody has to be an entrepreneur. Everybody has to hustle. So y'all get mad at the hustle culture that exists, but everybody comes from family where they don't have any generational wealth. And there is no financiers or backers of Black genius. Everybody got a podcast because, they trying to monetize their voice. They trying to make some extra money. Black media is not going to support it. White media is not going to support it. So they pushing their own agendas. Correct me when I'm wrong. This is what's been happening. So this is why so many of us operate the way we operate, because you got to operate as completely independent. And the more truth you speak, the more independent you have to be. Because they will go on their platforms and they will happily support their favorite politician. They will happily say Trump or Biden. But the reason I don't be respecting this political push, because they not going to go in there and push a young black man the same way. Not a single one of them will be that zealous about utilizing their platform. Where they will use their platform, they will use their money, they will use their influence to push and be like, bro, these are the winners. We need to get behind them. Not just we need, hey, I got 100,000 behind them. I got 1 million behind them. You got a platform behind them. And the problem is we think we need to agree with each other for everybody to be on board with each other. That is weak. I don't need to, you could be Moors, you could be Israelite, you could be Christian, you could be Muslim. I don't need to agree on those. What's our political agenda? What's our economic agenda? We need more of us to be more powerful and in position. But everybody got to be entrepreneurs. Everybody got to get their own money. Then people got to have children. You talking about generational wealth. So you mean I need to bring children into this world? They're not going to goddamn just eat on my philosophies. I don't want to be a broke black man because a broke black man can't protect himself. So no, now I need network. So now I got to move around. Now the black man get to moving around. They say he a sellout. Damn, well, how I'm going to get the connections in the network that I don't have so that my family has political, you know what I mean, and powerful connections. And then I got business connections that can help me succeed. So now he moving around and they like, oh, he on this person D, or this person Illuminati, or bro done sold out. So now you telling me he can't move around and get the connections, but y'all keep telling us your network is your net worth. So now he can't be in this room, the rooms he needs to be to make the connections to become who he's supposed to become. So this family got generational wealth. It's contradicting and confusing. Black man can't win for losing. So now he trying to get the connections. He trying to gather the resources, the influence, and the mindset. Not only to build what he wants, but to protect what he's built and secure a future. This is why, listen, y'all I'm not always going out there and publicly lashing out at black men and going at them, because it's like, if you're not in the mix of trying to be one that builds something for yourself and your future, you might not understand. You might not understand. And everybody has to do it differently based on their skills, talents, and character and personality. This person may be really good being by themselves operating because they might not have the personality to build the network, which is equally as important as the skill. But you judging these two people's strategies that may be aligned with their talent, skills, and personality. See, I look at things from a holistic standpoint, so I'd be like, okay, that's the way bro gotta operate. This bro may make somebody competition because he needs somebody to pit at in order for him to be motivated to keep on going. So I know why they're creating beef with each other. I be looking at things from the Mount Olympus. I don't look at it from the streets. You got to look at things from a high level to understand what's really going on. And that's why I be teaching the science, the math, the technology. Because they say we need to have STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. But then I start talking about technology and they be like, why he talking about technology? Didn't y'all just say we need a STEM in the hood? I'm talking about the engineering feats of the world. These were created from mathematical calculations. It's confusing, contradictory. So now there's a whole science and technology community that is not even a part of the culture conversation because people are so afraid of what the enemy is going to do versus focusing on what you're going to do with it. And yet we prevail. It's messed up. So what happens is a lot of black men get in position, and what they do is they pull back. They say, I don't want to be in the spotlight because once I get in the spotlight, I get attacked from my own people. And I'm attacked from my own people because they're using this as a business opportunity to gain clicks and likes to try to bring someone else down so that they can monetize off the struggle of trauma. Because they've seen it work for somebody else and it becomes a business model. Conflict is a business model. So brothers be like, I don't want to be in the spotlight, man. It comes with a black man is torn in the court of public opinion. We want to believe the worst about each other. And we don't understand how this has a reflection on our children and is how it's going to affect our future because we're not thinking of a bigger picture. We caught up in the moment. There is a certain level of political correctness in the spotlight because if you want to grow, you need to be able to create connections. See, if you the revolutionary in the street that ain't got nothing to lose, say everything you want to. But when you become political, being political is about being able to speak to a wide spectrum of people all at once. So it's like, hey, I can speak to the white constituency. I can speak to the blacks over here. I can speak to the Republicans and the Democrats over here. I can speak to my Asian people over here. Because what you don't want to do, and this is for business, if you're in business, you don't want to get boggled down to only saying you can sell to one niche group of people. Because there are no white businesses or Asian businesses that are confined by only one demographic. Apple sells to everybody. Google sells to everybody. Microsoft sells to everybody. Lay's sells to everybody. They go after everybody. These legacy brands that you have in your house right now, they go after everybody. So sometimes when you see a black person not being political in the sense to where they want to jump on every train and do this, that, and the third is because we need some businesses to grow to billion-dollar businesses with operators that are conscious so they can then utilize the profits to stimulate those who can speak on those issues. So this is what happens when people then lobby. They take their money, they get behind, oh, I can't say this, but I respect the fact that he's doing it. You're not supposed to. You're the financier. But we don't get the billion-dollar business. We don't even get to we don't even get to mess up. How many people of other community, they get to mess up? We need to be able to mess up and make mistakes. Then once you make the mistake, you have the power of the lesson. So now you can get funded because now you're not going to make the same mistake twice because you're learning. So other people get paid to learn. Get paid to learn. They go and talk about how many startups that failed. They be on stage. I had so many startups. A lot of them crashed and burned and failed, and we got back up and we started again. Yeah, that was $20 million. That was $100 million. It ain't even big news. It happens every single day in Silicon Valley. Happens every single day. They're over investing in these projects because they want to have market space. They have failure money. They have trial money, trial and error. We produce something that's organic, get results, and still can't get it funded half the amount somebody else does. And don't let you fail as a black man once. They want to put that jacket on you forever as if you can't learn and be better. You supposed to have a perfect record? You supposed to be undefeated? How you gonna learn? Nah. We have an incorrect scale of judgment. We don't like communicating with each other enough. And we don't get trial and error. So this is why black people focus on the success so much, because it's the only thing the culture seems to respect. This person can fail as much as possible, but if you get back up and look, I got 100 million now. Forget what I just did. Forget what happened. Nah. So that's why I say people may mock your process, but they'll love your results. In life, your process is the up and downs. Your process is the up and downs. Shout out to Disclosure Fest. So as we go through these different things, man, don't be afraid of the failures and the trials because it gets you to the success. And that's what we go through. Man, we be learning, and learning is it's a tough curve because you got to be a real human being. Then you got to be a superhuman being. At the same time, you have moments where you like, man, I don't want to do this no more. Then you pick yourself back up and you realize that was just a low energy moment. Don't think about your problems when you are low in energy. I'm going to give you a tip. Do not think about your problems when you are low energy. It's going to make you want to quit because you physically do not have the strength to deal with it. So now your problems are overpowering you, making you want to quit. So when you think about your problems, be in the gym thinking about it. Think about it when you have high energy, because now you're saying that, oh, I'm capable. Man, I got this. This ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? I got this. But when you in your low energy, that's when your weak thoughts creep up. They be like, man, we ain't doing this. Let's quit, man. I'm so tired. I'm not getting the result. I just looked on the gram and this person just bought a new Maybach. They just got the new Tesla. They just said that they just did $1 million in a month, and you like, I don't want to do it no more. No, relax, B. Stop looking at their results. You don't know what that is behind the scenes anyway. You don't know if that's credit. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if them is fraudulent numbers. You don't know if that's real. You don't know what they had to do. You don't know if they got real ownership in it. You don't know if they done fell down 1,000,000 times, and if you had to do their process, you wouldn't want to do it. You don't know how much they had to sacrifice to get the results that they get. Stop looking at the results. Tear into the process.